Double the white forest, double the meta fun. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. Now this regional is pretty interesting because straight off the bat here, we're seeing double Azamina White Forest being a meta challenger, and I'm actually more surprised to see like a consistency here with this because White Forest, I mean, the minute that you remove the Apex counter from the meta, which was Draw on Lockbird getting limited, this deck just kind of gets to open up and gets to turn into way more of a monster than it really should be right now. So I'm not honestly surprised to see that this deck is kind of gaining some momentum right now as a tech choice. Now, we also do have Orcust Mitsurugi for this event. Now, we have seen Orcust in some other events recently turning around and doing kind of well, actually, just on the fact that, you know, you're able to use probably some of the best tools, which was the Dark Mission stuff, but this time you're just relying on Mitsurugi cards to kind of get the job done. That's pretty cool. We also do have Lunalights. Honestly, I think I'm more surprised by the weird spread of decks that was kind of available here, because I mean, White Forest doing well, you know, Orcust coming up, and then Lunalight. Okay, we do have some meta here. We had Branded Dracotail bringing up the helm, which, I mean, this is going to be a pretty consistent monster. It shows up pretty much every event, does the job. We also had Risle. Risle has been kind of a decent meta challenger as of late, and I've kind of liked seeing this. We also have Vanquish Soul, which VS has just kind of been a very consistent denominator across the board. I don't imagine that this guy is going to be doing too bad. And then we have just Yummy kind of bringing up the rear here. I'm actually more happy to see Yummy actually doing something here than actually just kind of falling to the wayside. But I think overall, like, your meta representation here looks as you would kind of expect it to be. You know, you've got a lot of decent choices, and that's kind of nice. Now, we have Jeffrey Santos's Orcust Mitsurugi pile. Now, straight off the bat, I mean, 111 on the names here, which is fine, going with the additional names. You got 3 prayers, 1 ritual. Obviously, like, you're not going to expand out too hard trying to tip the scales with these. I think this is fine. We do see 1 cross out, 1 call by the grave in here to kind of try to tip things a little bit more in your favor so that you can actually try to play the game, or at least get this deck off of the ground and go. Extra deck looks kind of standard here too. I do like the Underworld Goddess. The Gorgon is a great tool that this deck also kind of gets to play with, which is kind of nice. You also do see we have 1 Perulian. We're playing 2 Droll and Lockbirds along the way here. I'm actually more surprised to see Droll actually kind of being an option here and actually working out. So I don't know. I think this deck's got some pretty cool tools for its game plan. Next up is Nathaniel's Lunalight pile. Now, I love the fact that you get to see triple Droplet, triple Dominus Impulse, just being some of the straight hot gas that this deck is going to have to work with to be able to, you know, kind of get its game plan set up. I mean, that's a pretty normal thing at this point. You know, these power cards are just able to set up and kind of tear through a lot of the competition. That's why, you know, when we kind of look at how some of these decks are going, we also got double Heavy Poly. Heavy Poly is going to be moving some big boulders in this list, man. Also kind of surprised to only see like 2 Tenki present in this list. I don't exactly know how that one feels decent, but I mean, I guess 2 Masquerade. We are not side decking the additional Masquerade. We are choosing to instead play the extra heavy polymerization down in the side deck. So I guess it's kind of interesting. You've got some different little ways to kind of explore this little breakdown, which is kind of cool. Next up is Ray's White Forest Challenger. Now, yes, there is the Glizzy of Timaeus. That's like the one cool thing that this deck has going for it is like with the Diabellstar package, or I guess your 1 Diabellstar you're choosing to play, you know, you can warp this into the Dark Magician of Destruction, and you're kind of able just to go through some of the little extra fat lines that your deck wants to be doing. This is kind of why this deck ends up being a little bit of monster. I mean, also, you know, you've got the rest of everything that this deck is supposed to do. Also do like the fact that this build has going second cards kind of built into it. I do see that we have evenly matches here. actually coming in doing the job. We have the droplets assisting us as well. This looks about the way that the White Forest variation needs to be now. Also, only 2 field spells. That's very interesting to see that we are kind of cutting back on some of the fat along the way with that. Next up here, we have Johannul's Draco Tail Special. Now, this deck, not gonna lie to you, a lot of these variants look kind of consistent. I think the most spicy things this list has is we're playing the 2 Incredible Ecclesia, which is not necessarily bad. I mean, having access to the Incredible Ecclesia to kind of toggle on through the extra little options is pretty good. We've also got the triple Fenrir down here in the side deck. Fenrir has kind of remained a consistent in these decks. Fenrir's job is just to be able to make sure that, you know, we can special 1, add 1. We can use the 1 in the hand to fuel, you know, the big Draco Tail monster line. And we're basically kind of able to keep a little Congo line going for, you know, what these monsters are supposed to do, which is actually kind of nice. Outside of that, I mean, the variant feels strong. It feels consistent for what you want. I don't really think that there's much else to really say about that. Next up here, we have Hyro's Risle Special. Now, Risle, you don't get a lot of craziness with this variant right now. You've got 2 7 Tachyons, which I think is going to be good enough to kind of get the variation started for the way that you want it to. We've got the 2 Onomonokages to be able to extend, which is fine. Main deck looks fine here. I do see down here on the side deck, we have Alimbertion, we've got the Nemesis flag, and we have dear old Arch Nemesis Ascantos. You know, after Protoss's loss out of the game, I see that players have kind of started to explore much different areas to actually have success with this. It's working. Can't actually hit it. Also, we're playing the numbers Unbreakable Wall down here as well. This actually does cover you quite well for what you want. But all jokes aside, I mean, this looks pretty standard. And then we've got Herman's Vanquish Soul Turbo. Now, Vanquish Soul does not get exciting when it comes to these variations. I'm going to be honest with you. I see we're going with the 2 Lantern, which is fine, 1 Noroi, to kind of act as the little starter and go. We do have the triple of pretty much every other ratio you want. I do see we are playing 1 copy of the Chaotic Elements, which I guess just kind of slots in okay. Like, that's the job of this card, right? It's to make sure that, you know, we have the additional little search tools that we need, so Case of Canine's kind of able to do what it wants to do. I see we've also got Triple Dimensional Fissure. Do not underestimate how stupidly ignorant Dimensional Fissure is as a card, because this card does some of the stupidest stuff to do, and especially for a deck like Vanquish Soul that could give 2 craps less about seeing its graveyard actually, you know, sticking around or not. This card ends up being very, very, very good for this deck. Next up here, we have more White Forest. Now, this list is a little bit more standardized what you would see. You know, we got triple Field Spell, which the other lists that did make higher on Top Cut ended up not playing triple of the Field Spell, which is kind of interesting, honestly. I do like to see that there are variations in these lists, and we are seeing some key differences to the play lines. It means that deck building is still showcasing different techs for options, and that's good. I mean, you've still got the Glizia Tamias to make the Red Eyes. I mean, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is just such an insanely broken card for what we've got working here. I would expect nonetheless to see with this. But honestly, I think everything here is just working as intended. You know, the deck, White Forest, is just such a good rogue challenger right now. It's actually kind of insane. And we've also got Johann's, oh boy, the yummy deck with the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. You know, rolling the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly into certain matchups is probably going to feel super disgusting. And the fact you have not one, but we have the second copy to call up as needed. Like, holy crap, man. Talk about hilarious. But I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, actually will win you games for tech choices. And it looks like it did a very, very good job out of this event. So what do you guys think about the breakdown for this event? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.